Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, today, well, there's nothing in at the moment, but we are going to be working on a customer's car today. It's a Citroen C3 and they've asked me to do the wet belt and full service, drop the sump, check the pickup pipe, clean it if it needs it, just have a general check around the engine as well. But yeah, wet belt, Citroen C3, 1.2 Pure Tech. We've done loads of these. Yeah, I've actually sold, I think I sold, it was a Focus to this guy a while back. I think it must have been, Christ, I think we was talking the other day and he said like, it must have been a couple of years ago now. So, and he's still driving that around and had no issues with it at all. So, yeah, I know he's been watching me. He's been following the channel. He's been watching my videos for a long, long time. So now a family member would like a wet belt done on their Citroen C3. So let me bring it in. I'll show you what we've got. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys. Citroen C3. Yes, wet belt. Pure Tech 1.2. We've done loads of these in different types of cars, Peugeots, Citroens, just done loads and loads. So yeah, this has actually got low mileage for what it is, I've got to be honest, but the owner is looking at age and he's right, he's correct, because it's about 9 years old, this car. So it's coming up in age. Really, not in mileage, which is a shame because it's not done a lot of miles, this car. It really ain't. So let me show you what it's done. 16,415 miles. 16,000 miles. But because of the age, it really is getting up there and it needs doing. So, yeah, they're really not doing any miles on this car, are they, really? So, yeah, I think this one has got the air intake, which goes over the engine. There's two types of Pure Tech engines, or 3 or 4 types, actually. But there's this one here, which is, if I can find the lever, there it is. So this one, let me put that up because we need it up. This air intake system here goes over. You can see it, there's 3 pipes that go over and it goes round the back and it connects to the back of the engine and goes like this and hooks round. Well, that's all got to be stripped off. It has to come off to get to till we can lock up the engine. There's quite a bit of space here and around here, which is good. But we've still got, we ain't got enough to swing that out. We really ain't. So, yeah, these ones are a little bit more fiddly, a little bit more tricky than the other type of Pure Tech engine types. But, yeah, we'll get into it. But I think the first thing we need to do is get this sump down, because we need to drop the sump, drop the oil, drop the sump, check the pickup pipe, do those kind of bits and pieces, and then I need to reseal the sump underneath and then leave it until tomorrow. And then that way it'll be nice and dry. So the more time we can have on this to dry on the sump, the better. So the first thing we need to do, guys, is the sump and drop the oil. So let's get cracking. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let's get into it. As you can see, I've dropped the oil and I've dropped the sump as well. No little pieces in the sump, which is a good sign. Took the auxiliary belt off because I like to, well, I'll explain what I'm going to do in a second. But let me first of all show you underneath on this sump and pickup. Now, as you can see there, very, very clean. There's like, I think there's like one piece that's just sitting there. But that's it. Very, very clean. Yeah, pickup pipe, which is good. This is really what I want to see. But we're still going to do the belt, obviously. Got loads of room up here. Look, that's the cover. That bit there's got to come off. We're going to be taking off, obviously, the crank pulley at the bottom. But what I like to do is, when I drop these sumps, is I like to put a, turn the crank at the bottom, turn it around so that the pistons go up and down. And what that does, it allows the oil to just sort of drop down to the bottom end. Because what you don't want is, you don't want to be putting this sump back and oil is dripping down on top of the seal. So I always like to just turn it around just so that it lets the oil just drop out and it don't cause a problem when we're sticking it back. So it's been about an hour. I've left it about an hour before I sort of yeah. But so I'm going to crack on. I'm going to clean off this bottom of the sump and clean the sump off itself, and then we're going to start stripping down the top end and the side to get to the timing belt. But yeah, not too bad this one, but it's only done 16,000 miles, so you kind of got, I was expecting it anyway, but it needs to be changed. We'll have a look at the condition of it once I've taken it out. But yeah, let's get set up. Let's carry on. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, that is the sump nice and cleaned up. I just use a Scotch pad just to go around as well. I want to use a knife first, get most of the mastic off, and then Scotch pad it up a little bit just to get it a little bit rougher. And yeah, cleans it up all right. And then I have to turn it over and then tap it down to make sure that, because obviously when you remove these, you have to put like a little bar and it bends the little end there. So you have to reverse it over and then tap it back down to line it back up. But yeah, it's all good to go back on now. I'm trying to quickly show you this as well. So what I did was I did this bit first, cleaned all this up, and as you can see already, look at the amount of oil that's sitting on the edges. Look, it just sits on the edge. That's why I turn the engine over a few times to allow the most of the oil to drip down, because it's going to continuously drip away, and I don't want that. See, I don't want that. I don't want that in between my mastic. It needs to be completely dry, and not any sort of oil on there like that. The back seems to have calmed down a little bit as well now, so that's all right, and this is all right. A little bit here, but mainly over this side is where it keeps coming down. So I'm not going to set that sump until the absolute last minute that I have to. So what we'll do is we can start stripping this bit off, taking the crank off, the belt, the cover, get that off, get that out of the way as well, so we can have a look into there. And then what I might do is start stripping the top end off of this. Start stripping some of this down as well, and just basically leave it as long as possible to get that sump back in position for today. As long as I do it before I leave, and then overnight tonight it will completely dry out, and then when I come back tomorrow we can continue. I've still got to get the actual timing belt kit. That's still on its way, but I think it's being delivered today. On the way home tonight, I'll go and grab the service kit from the main dealer. And then, yeah, so then tomorrow we should be able to just swap the belt over, put it back together, and then job done. But I'm going to leave that sump for as long as possible to let that oil drain down. So let's get set up. I'll do all the other bits and pieces I can for now. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, I am getting there. Now we can see the belt. So let me get my torch. I've completely stripped off the top end. I did have to support underneath the engine, drop it down, remove the engine mount, drop the engine down to swing out the actual air intake. It's just hooked around, and you just can't get them out unless you drop it down. So that is all been done, and it is pretty clean in here, I've got to be honest. But yeah, that's the belt. You can see it there. I'm going to show you a little bit closer when I get it off. But it is in good condition, I've got to be honest, it is. But for the age, you just don't know, dear. You've really got to, because of the age, it's coming up to it, really. So, yeah, a little bit dirty oil up the top here. I don't know what that's all about there, but it's a little bit dirty oil. So I'm going to spray some, cleaner down there, which is here. And it should just, which is just brake cleaner, which should just help break down that oil that's been sitting there. And then that will just run down underneath then into the lower part of the engine. It's going to probably drip down soon. But yeah, the rest of it not too bad. We have got to time it up. We've got to get it. The reason why you have to remove the top end cam cover is because we've got to lock the top end two cams with a locking device that puts it on that there, and then you have to pin the bottom underneath flywheel, and then it's locked top and bottom on the engine. So that is what I want to do next, is turn it around on that lower crank, That lower crank bolt is going to come off anyway because of it's got an oil seal that goes around the actual lower pulley bolt thing. So I always remove those, get them out of the way and replace it, because the kit that I get, the Dayco timing belt kit, comes with a new seal for the lower part anyway. So I always try and use it. I did take apart the air filter as well, which is here. And this is the air filter here. But it comes, the kit that I get, the service kit from the main dealers, it comes with an air filter. So it's in good condition. Don't get me wrong, it is. But because I'm getting a new one, it comes with a kit, just fit it anyway. It just makes sense, really, to do that. So, yeah, it just needs a good little wipe round. Just get this oil all off of here, wipe it all around, just clean up the oil off the surfaces, because when we put the cam cover back on, it's got to be dry. So, yeah, let's get set back up and time it up, and then remove the belt. We've got a little bit more time today, so I should be able to remove everything out. And then last thing is to set the actual the sump from underneath, and ready for tomorrow. So yeah, let's get set up, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let me show you a little bit closer what has been happening. As you can see, the belt is been removed, it's off. It's over on the bench. I'll show you that in 1 second, but I just want to show you how we lock the cams on the top. You've got this little device here, and it's got to be top dead center, and the bottom has got to be pinned as well with the flywheel. So yeah, and these are like little indicators here. They've got to face that way, both sides, and you can see they are there as well. So, but you don't really go to this. You kind of, that's a guide, but this is an actual locking tool that you have to use to lock the two cams on the actual top of the engine, and then you pin the bottom. But let me just take it up a minute. I want to show you bit of the underneath. I've removed the tensioner, the idle pulley, the lower crank pulley as well, and the seal as well that goes. Have I got a torch? No, I ain't got a torch. Where's the torch? Gonna be dark. Right. So yeah, this is what I've removed. That's the tensioner. Lower bolt. It's got a keyway on the back of it, so you can't really go wrong when you're putting it back as well, because it only goes in one way. That's the idler pulley, tiny little thing, and this is the seal that goes up there, and it sits in there. So the kit comes with a new one. So let me just put that there like that. But yeah, you can see that's where the seal goes, and then it's got a little keyway slot. That is just the belt that controls the pump. So when I'm moving this, that could go anywhere. That's not going to move. Basically, it's gonna move, but it's not. You have to worry about it being timed, because it's just a oil pickup pump, and it just picks the oil up, pumps it up to the top of the engine. But yeah, the little keyway is just in there on that side. You can just see it there. And yeah, tensioner sits in there. Idler pulley sits on that side. And you can see that this is here, which is a pin. It goes up and it slots in and it locks. So it locks the bottom end on the flywheel end. So you can remove the bolt. Oh, where is it? It's down here. So you can remove that bolt there. And yeah, it's solid, locked, solid, not going to move. So now, what I've done all that, I want to now put the sump back in position, so it can now, set overnight and it can dry off. But you can see that there's still some oil coming down on the edges, so I've just got to clean that off. I'll wipe that down, keep wiping it down just to see and check we're not getting no more oil, because I don't want any sort of contamination between the oil and the sealant that I'm going to be using to put the sump back into position. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but we're getting there. We're getting close. I'm going to show you the belt. This is a timing belt, the Wetbelt, the original one. It's got Dayco written on it right there. So that's why I normally use Dayco kits, because it's got Dayco from factory written right there. And it's not that bad, I've got to be honest, it ain't. But, it's more, like I said, it's more sort of the year rather than the mileage. The mileage, this belt has only done 16,000 miles, this belt. But because of the age, they say 10 years, don't they? So it's nine and a bit years now. So yeah, that's why the owner would like it done. And yeah, we're going to be putting a new Dayco timing belt kit, and a full service as well. So let's get set up. I want to set this sump in position. And there's not much else really that we can do today apart from that. So let's get that done so it's set. And yeah, we can leave it like that till tomorrow. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me show you. You've just been watching me do it, but let me get you a little bit closer. So there we go. That is the sump in position, sealed up and ready, basically, for tomorrow. And yeah, this is obviously as far as I can go now with it. And then when we come back tomorrow, it'll be a case of putting everything back on, putting the new belt on, and yeah, complete service, putting everything back together. I think when I drove this car in here, I can definitely feel knocking coming from a banging noise coming from something. I think those two drop links, the drop links have worn on this. I'm going to tell him that he needs to get those changed. He's away on holiday at the minute, and he's obviously sitting on a beach somewhere watching me do his car. But yeah, I will message him. I will message him and or tell him that that's what I think the noise is the drop links are making a bit of a racket. But anyway, that's part 1 done, guys, today. Can't do any more. We'll come back to this tomorrow, and we'll do part 2, and we'll put it all back together. New service, complete new service, and yeah, get it running for him. So that is going to be the end of today's video. So guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget, drop me a comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon in the next one, part 2 tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take care.